Welcome back to Panzer Corps 2, my friends. Just wanted to do a quick disclaimer here. We got a comment on the last video that I had mistaken a Panzerkampfwagen 3 with a Panzerkampfwagen 4. I am sorry about that, but please keep in mind, I'm providing commentary and playing at the same time. Mistakes are bound to happen. I'm not perfect. And if you think I am, just try to do this yourself, see how you handle it. So here we go. We're going to go ahead and proceed, friends. And I think that we've moved every single unit this turn. We're going to end the turn here and, of course, see what the Soviets do. Let's see if they actually respond here to our Romanian assault. And it looks like they are doing just that. I was kind of hoping we'd get through with the Romanians without any trouble. But I think that's a little too much to hope for. Here we go. Of course, pushing on that tank. And their tanks are going to outmatch us without a shadow of a doubt. I mean, outmatch our Romanians without a shadow of a doubt. In terms of our standard forces, I think we should do just fine. Man, look at this. Tremendous, tremendous Soviet attacks with the tanks. And let's see how we respond to this. Actually bringing in some anti-tank weapons here. With one attack, they could take out this unit, and I'm really tempted to get some more tanks. We need to get some more tanks to deal with all this armor that Ivan has put in the south. Now, there we go. It's back to us. Let's see what we can do here. Now, first of all, we're going to have to go ahead and replace these units. We just can't go into battle like that. That's insane. But in the meantime, we could go ahead and try to destroy this Soviet armored column. So that's exactly what I'm going to go for, the T-26. Also got a little bit of cash out of that, some prestige points, etc. This guy could certainly use some replacements. We're going to do the same with this armor here, the Panzer III. We're going to do that, and we'll also go ahead and attack this unit. I might bring up an additional unit to just kind of make this a little bit easier. So let's bring the Wolframen forward. Not bad. And I think we could finish him off with the infantry. Let's make it happen. Glorious pioneers. Those flamethrowers absolutely are effective against armor, if need be. Of course, it would be preferable if we use those against actual enemy tanks. What I am going to do here, I am going to take a loss just to destroy that SDKFC, believe it or not. I think it's enough of a threat. She's now gone. Let's push forward with the infantry as well. We're not going to be able to attack this guy this turn, but hopefully we can cut him off so much that he's pretty much combat ineffective. 2-2. That's pretty surprising, I have to say. So I'm actually going to go for the anti-tank gun here. The only reason being we can do more damage to this than anything else. Now, what I really want to focus on is this over here, and that's going to be the Soviet column that's appeared on this area here. Now, we can bring in a Messerschmitt, and apparently we could suppress this guy for quite a lot of damage. I'm going to bring my tank forward, but I'm not going to attack immediately, even though we have encircled him. What I wanted to do is try and bring that infantry unit forward. Although we might instead attack this tank just because we get the mass attack bonus. So let's go for it, guys. We're actually going to hit this guy with armor first. It looks like he's going to get the hell out of there. Now, this is, of course, one of the T-34 columns that the enemy has. That's right, even this early in the war, they've got some beautiful T-34s. And you can see he can withstand a whole lot of damage. And that is going to be painful as we proceed. So let's go ahead, push forward. I'm going to try to bring in another tank. Even at a loss, I'm going to attack this guy. And we got lucky there with a -3. That was not what I expected at all. I actually expected us to take a loss. We're going to do the same over here. We're going to take a loss just to push forward. And I was kind of hoping that our pioneers would be a little luckier against that enemy armor. Before we attack this Russian infantry unit, what I'm going to do, bring forward the Junkers. Although I kind of am thinking we should bring the Junkers against enemy tanks, although they are lucky. They're just out of our range, so we're going to go straight for the enemy infantry here. We could also rebase our planes over here to this airfield. Someone gave really great advice regarding rebasing here. I'll show you guys in a second what we're talking about, or actually, I'll show you next turn what we're talking about. But pretty much, we want to drop the units outside of the airfield here, not directly on top of it. Alright, here we go. Let's purchase some tanks, some Panzers. And we could probably get an additional Panzer, but we're not going to go for that right now. That will be sufficient. And what I really want to do is see if we can't take out this Soviet unit with the existing Romanians that we've got here. I'm not so sure we can. I'm actually kind of surprised at how well those Soviets performed against us. So we're actually going to go ahead, try to repair this guy. We will still try to encircle him with a mass attack. The question is, should we go for that mass attack? Or should we just hang out and wait a little bit? And I think, unfortunately, right now, we need to hang out and wait a little bit. As for this guy, get the feeling we'll be a little bit luckier against the T-38. It's not exactly the heaviest tank in the world. But let's just make sure by encircling him completely. And also keeping our eye right here on this infantry unit. In fact, I'm going to move back with the Romanian mountain infantry and launch an attack against these Soviets. We're actually pushing them on the river tile, which is going to make them less effective. But if they decide to go this way and take Iasi, yeah, it's going to be a problem. Romanian Air Force. Beautiful. It's going to be a single attack to destroy him next turn unless he decides to go for repairs. And I think I feel comfortable ending the turn here. Let's just see. We might have some more planes that we can use. Oh, yes, we do. Shame on me. Got to use those planes. So let's grab the Bf-109 Messerschmitt. And even if it doesn't count for much, I mean, just a single point is going to help us a little bit. So we've gone ahead and just done a strafing run right on top of that tank. And what I'm going to try to do is actually do an attack run on the Tupolev SB here. Nice heavy fighter. I have to say, I do love the Soviet heavy fighters. I think it's a pretty strange idea for a plane, but it seems to work pretty well. As for the scout car, push forward or stop. Of course, we're going to continue the attack. I have to say, I've never been a fan of AT guns in this game, and the only reason being, to actually use them in any offensive capability, we need to be really close to the enemy, move forward just one tile and attack, and I just don't see myself doing that quite a lot here in this particular game. We also have a tank here. I wasn't aware that this tank could also move, but it looks like our Panzer III is going to be able to finish off the enemy infantry here. And also, we got some recon provided by the SDKFC. Just a beautiful finishing touch. Really, really neat. And of course, we've wiped out the units there in the south. But we've got a lot to deal with here in the north with the remaining T-34s. In the south, we'll be moving towards Vinica, or in the north, I should say, we'll be moving towards Vinica and Zhytomyr. But in the south, we still have to head towards Balta and Tirina. So we still have quite a lot of movement to do, but we're just at turn 4 of 20. And the turn here, of course, those Soviets are rebasing, but we're pushing those aircraft farther and farther back. That's definitely the idea here. Additional enemy armor. Man, they are not kidding around here. They're just sending every single bit of armor they can to that northern front. And that's got me worried for sure. That's got me worried for sure. Looks like they're actually spreading out this attack a little bit. That might blunt their attack, believe it or not. So they may have just inadvertently made a little bit of a mistake here. because now we can focus on that armored front with all of our units, not just the ones in the north. I have to give it to them. Good kill there, good kill. I really want to bring in some more armor. In fact, that's what we're going to do very soon here. But first I'm going to actually see if we can purchase Romanian units, which might not be such a bad idea. Right, we're just doing this to try and suppress the enemy. Not very effective. We'll do the same with the Junkers, the Stuka. So let's see here where the Stuka is. Ooh, he might just be down here. The BF-110 as well. But actually, the BF-110 could potentially knock out a few T-34s. Alright, boys. Let's take a look at the stats of that T-34. Man, they are not playing around. 238. It's pretty cheap for such a wonderful tank. But that's one thing about the T-34, of course, that did mess with the Germans a lot. It was very affordable for the Soviets here. And we could go for an instant kill against this guy. I think that's just strategically the right thing to do. Wipe out one of their armored columns. Of course, we'll also bring up our artillery here. And we could go directly for this guy, or we could try to damage the T-34. I'm going to try not to put too much importance on the T-34, considering we have plenty of enemies here to deal with. Let's go for the attack. Alright, he's going to get the hell out of there. And we could follow that up with a kill, almost certainly. Goodbye, Ivan. Now look at this. This is the first actual bunker that we found. And here it's just called a strong point, which certainly looks like a strong point to me. We're going to have to do something about that. As for our armor, let's just repair. And I think we'll do the same with this guy. Just get these armored pieces back up to full strength. I know it means we're not going to be attacking the T-34 this turn, but I just feel like that's much more important than attacking the T-34. Come on, Ivan. I want to destroy your armor completely. Let's move back with this guy. Let's grab this tank. And again, I think I'm going with essentially weakening all of the enemy units as opposed to just attacking one. Although I have to be honest, any other Panzer Corps strategist, at least in the original Panzer Corps, the best thing to do is just destroy each unit individually. We're doing something a little bit different here and hoping that they won't replace any units. So let's go for it. Of course, damaging that guy pretty badly. Got this infantry unit here, and I think we can finally wipe out this 45mm. Of course, the Soviets have not lost their fighting strength at all. I mean, they're still pushing forward with plenty of tanks, plenty of cavalry units. Look at this. We're going to have to do something to defend our actual airbase and our city. So I am going to go ahead and attack specifically the cavalry. I know I'd love to attack that tank, but it's just not in the cards right now. What we will do is get some replacements and make that a much stronger armored corps. Do the same with this unit here. Got to make sure that our army is strong as we push deeper into Soviet Russia. Because let's be honest, things are only going to get tougher from here. They're not going to get easier for us. And of course, with the additional funds we've got, I am going to buy another Panzer IV. I wouldn't necessarily do this if they didn't have so much in the way of armor, but let's face it, man, they've got armor out the wazoo here. We've got to stop it. Just put an end to it. Let's get up here, see if we can't hit the Tupolev and knock her down. And I do believe that's going to be the end of this Tupolev. Won't have to deal with any of the aerial attacks there. In fact, what I'm going to do is actually rebase this Messerschmitt. So what somebody mentioned was rebasing it outside here. I guess we have to do that afterwards, but I understand the point they were making is to rebase him here and eventually move this unit outside of the airbase to fit in additional units. I have to say, I also thought we were going to be able to just drop it out there, but it doesn't look like it. And of course, the Junkers, aka the wonderful Stuka, could actually go for a kill right now on this tank. Let's see if we can't make that happen. Beautiful. In fact, I didn't even consider this, but it looks like our Romanians are going to be able to link up here with our Germans and destroy that BT-7. Also, since they got that overrun, we're going to be able to go for a second attack. Let's make it happen. We may have just stopped the enemy cavalry completely here, and I think that's exactly what we've done. Let's finish them off with the Romanian infantry. Take no prisoners. Glorious. Also make sure that these Romanian infantry get some replacements, and if we can, we'll also bring up the artillery for an additional shot, but I think for now, he's not going to be able to really do much. Look at that. Okay. First things first, we're going to soften him up. And again, I just want to see if we can purchase Romanian units. Maybe not. Right now, the only option is Germany. So, in Panzer Corps, and I'm sure this will be the case in Panzer Corps 2 as we advance, but in Panzer Corps, we would have had also a Romanian flag there to purchase from. Things are going to be a little bit different here. Look at that. We can already do tremendous damage, but I say we go for the kill while we can. Could have, of course, brought in the tank for that, but you know what? We'll make up for it by putting the tank here and immediately attacking their infantry. Alright, folks, let's end that turn. Let's see what Ivan has up his sleeve. I have to admit, our artillery is not in the best position there. We have nothing in terms of anti-aircraft, and I just don't know if we can really afford it on this particular attack. I feel much safer getting additional tanks, additional infantry, but it is something to consider, because with some Vervins or something like this, we could have really taken out a lot of these attacking enemy planes. Alright guys, well I hope you enjoyed episode 2 of Panzer Corps 2 Operation Barbarossa. We will be back for episode 3, so make sure to hit that like button, drop a comment down below, and subscribe if you're new to our channel.